on the slow motion, high intensity that you use here, Rick.
Right. So the first machine we'll do will be this seated row. The seated row is going to work your biceps, it's going to work the back of your shoulders, large muscles of your back, and even the top of your back up here into the traps and the rhomboids, which help to pull your shoulders back to keep your chest open. So we strengthen those muscles, helps you improve your posture significantly. So I come up to the machine and I sit a few inches away from the pad, and then I just lean into this pad so I can keep my chest in contact with the pad throughout the whole exercise. That will protect my lower back so I won't lean back. Put my feet slightly behind my knees, and then I grab the handles up towards the top, and now I'm going to pull nice and slow. I'm going to pull for 5 seconds, and then I'm going to lower the weight for 5 seconds. When I get to the full contracted position, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to pause here for a second and tense those muscles in my back, and then forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to keep a slight bend in my elbow. I'm not going to let my arms go straight. I'm going to keep my arms slightly bent. That will keep the load on my muscles, make my muscles continually work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to pull back nice and slow, real slow transition from lowering to lifting. I'm constantly breathing in and out through my mouth. My mouth is open, my jaw is relaxed, my face is relaxed, and just breathing in and out as normally as possible. And as my body starts to fatigue and it gets harder, I simply breathe faster to get more oxygen in my system.
Okay.
Now my goal is to reach a point of muscle fatigue where I literally will not be able to complete this last repetition. I will be pulling here as hard as I can, but my muscles are fatigued. I've totally exhausted all those muscle fibers in this muscle group, and it will actually start to pull me back. And I'm going to try and hold it for about 5 seconds after I reach muscle failure. That will ensure that I've engaged 100% of all of those muscle fibers.
Now, how many reps? I mean, you should do it. You shouldn't do more than. I mean, you should have your weight high enough so you only do 8 or 7 reps, or
right. I'm going to have the weight high enough so that I can complete no more than 12 repetitions. I'm going to move at 5 seconds lift, 5 second return, and I want to do between 8 and 12 repetitions.
Now, some people say 10 seconds. I noticed in McGuff's book that is a different situation.
Well, it's the original protocol as it was developed during an osteoporosis study used 10-second lift and 10-second return. They went that slow because the original study was working with women 60, 70, and 80 years old that had very advanced osteoporosis.
Right.
And so they wanted to make sure they were absolutely safe because the women had pretty fragile bones.
I see.
So they were moving that slow to make sure they would eliminate any possibility for injury. 90% of the people that work out or going to that exercise are not that fragile that they need to use that level of caution. I find that a 5-second movement is sufficient. It eliminates momentum, so it eliminates opportunity for injury, and it's not quite as intense as a 10-second move. Most people like it better than moving 10 seconds because when you're moving that slow, it really is.
So it's more painful.
There's a lot more discomfort involved in moving that slow.
Okay. Thank you. So this is the what do you call that? Chest pull? Or?
This is the seated row.
The seated row.
The seated
okay.
row.
We just
Upright
saw the
row.
seated row.